Today is a good day, guys, and that is because we are going to be working on this 1959 Apache Napco four-wheel drive. Now, my goal for the end of this video is to be driving it around, brakes and all, everything working. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So one of the first things that I do need to work on is these brakes and this front wheel right here. So when you drive this thing around, this front wheel locks up. So you put it in 4 low and then you can creep around, but it moves extremely hard. And the minute you let off the throttle, it stops you. So we backed it up onto the trailer, and the angle of the trailer, like up, and it held itself. So they're stuck. They're not moving very good at all. So we got to deal with those. And I think that's the biggest problem, is these ones are going to be kind of difficult, I think. And then I'm also going to be moving on to the fuel system. So we got our electric pump right there running off a gas can, and the gas tank in the back, it looks pretty good. Let's check this thing out. Okay, so this is the fuel tank, and it's pretty big, pretty dang big. It's actually a sweet looking fuel tank too. It comes up on that side, down in the middle, over these cross members right here, and then up in the back. It seems like it's a pretty big tank. Not exactly sure, but I need to get it drained out. Don't know if there's much in it at all. Sounds like there could be a little bit, but overall I don't think the fuel tank is going to be that bad. I think the brakes are going to be the worst, and then also I need to dig into the electrical. Everything is wired correctly, so it's not a nightmare. Not like this truck over here. This truck has been ran through many times. They're just random wires that don't lead to anything. No idea. This one, wired correctly, it's just a lot. Basically, got to do a little bit of digging with that, and that's just more time consuming, I think. It's not going to be that difficult. So first things first, though, I want to open up these brakes, get these tires off, and see what we're working with. Alright, so as you can see, we have one off already, and that's because they were locking and we didn't have a key. So what we had to do was weld onto them. So now that we got those off, it should be pretty easy to get these things off. We already tested them. They're actually lubed up pretty nicely. You know, you never see lube on a lot of these old ones, but definitely attest to what kind of care this dude took of this truck, because he really didn't skip anything. It's really, really nice. Might not have thought this one all the way through. Shoot. But they're not that bad. Not as easy without an impact. But oh yeah, we're good. This is working out fine. Guys, if I'm being honest, I was not completely sold on these wheels and tires. I thought, you know, I kind of need some better wheels, maybe some bigger tires, but after kind of like sitting on it for a moment, I think these are actually the perfect size. 33, 12.5, 16.5. Now, 16.5 is not always the best, but these wheels are not your standard wheels. These wheels are actually very special, and that is because these are actually extra thick. So you can see down here, probably maybe a little bit better down here, but these, they're almost like a ½ inch thick. They're super thick, and they're actually a super single. So they're a super single wheel from like a 70 dually, and they're made rear wheels for the dualies. Now this truck actually has them on every corner, which is super cool. They're actually a hard wheel to find. They're pretty rare, and they're heavy duty. I think they're like a 10.5 or maybe an 11-inch wide wheel. It might even be bigger than that. I don't remember for sure. Someone might correct me in the comments, but guys, really cool wheels. I'm gonna save them. I think I'm gonna end up doing like a white. I think they were actually painted white. It's, I don't know, red. I see red and white. Red might be from the brakes, but very, very cool keeping them because, I mean, you got to keep it the vintage. You got to stay with the times. Now, as for this one is locked up. Now, there's no brakes on. It's just super hard rolling. We yanked this thing off, and I'm assuming it's going to be very, very rusted up inside, but we'll see how it's looking. Come on. Almost. Still not wanting to cooperate, though. We're close. Very close. Look at this thing. Actually, doesn't look that bad at all. If I were a betting man, I'd say these are fairly new. I think the cylinder. Oh yeah, look at that. Nasty. Bleeder screw. Now pulling that should allow me to get to this hose. And this hose is the tricky one because this piece right here, this actual hose itself, could be stuck, and then if you twist it, it could rip and break. It is. Oh, that bitch is on there. Oh no. Hey, that might be a problem. I'm gonna spray it down a little bit, but this could be a tricky one. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'm starting to round it a little bit, maybe. Kind of hard to see back in here. The light's not great. It's not good. Oh, it does come out. That is very, very close. Okay, we're good. Oh, there it goes. Oh, thank you. Oh boy. Okay. Oh. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to yank this thing apart. Yank it apart. We're just going to pull it apart nicely, I suppose. And check out the inside. Do you see some rust in there? Go ahead and see how this thing looks. Now, I did spray this down pretty good, but you see how rusted up this one is right here on the outside? A lot of gunk in there, but we're going to pop this out. Ooh. Spraying filthy dirty mess. What we're looking for though is the pitting around the outside here, and I think that right there will prevent it from sealing. Doesn't take much, and then you end up with more problems, and I don't want to take it back apart again, so I think they're about 30 bucks. Throwing new ones on. That's that. Alright, moving on while I find the parts for that wheel cylinder, we're going to pull this master cylinder as well. Now, unlike a lot of things under here, this master cylinder looks horrible, you know, brake fluid will do that to some stuff. So, I'll pop this off, drain the fluid, got me a old mason jar I found so I can catch that, not leak everywhere. And then I'll pop this and catch whatever might be in that as well. And it's 2 bolts off. And then disconnecting this brake pedal. Actually, maybe disconnect it way up there. That might be the easiest. We'll see. We'll see how it does. Ooh. Okay. Can he do it without making a mess? If you've watched the channel enough, you probably know. Probably not, but I do give it my best shot every time. Ooh, yeah, that's yucky. Oh, okay, so it did twist the whole thing. Oh, there's a smaller right there. I didn't even notice that. Pay attention there, bud. Oh, this isn't gonna go so well, is it? Oh. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. This is stuck. I broke this one free. Right there, I broke the big nut free. Little nut is just stripping. It's in there good. So I got this one loose, and this is just a little attachment that goes from there to there. I mean, it's pretty easy, and if this is junked out, I mean, it's really rusty. Ooh, whoa, whoops. So if that's really rusty, then it might not be good anyway. Like, look at this. This is what's coming out of it. It's bad. So I might be replacing some hoses anyway. So I think if I bend this, move it, do whatever with it, I'm just gonna call it a loss. It should be a really easy fix, and it'd be nice to replace it with a nice clean one anyway. So That's what I'm looking at right now, boys. This is junk. This is all rusted up. The rest of the tubing looks pretty good. Should be. Oh, actually, I'll leave that. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'll do this one, and hopefully that should be, I would think. Oh, aside from the spring here. That's not a big deal, though. Uh-oh. Screwdriver. Spring. Oh! Ow! That was smooth. Damn, he's good. And it's out. Oh boy, it is always a good day when a package from Summit Racing shows up and we got some goodies. So, this right here is going to be my new brake booster. Now, this actually looks okay, kind of interesting how that's going to get through there, and it's not going to have the same pedal, which kind of upsets me. I think this is the pedal. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so not a fan of that. It's going to look funny in there, so I don't know what to do about that. But this is aftermarket brake booster for the Napco, and it will give us dual reservoir, which is obviously much better than that single reservoir, because if something goes wrong, then you still got backup, basically. And we also have our new wheel cylinders right here. They look pretty dang close. I mean, just slight variations, but this is the right one. And as long as everything hooks up right, don't matter to me. So, got all of those. Got ones for the fronts and the rears. There we go. Woo. Tight fit there. She fits. Okay. I'd love to see it. And that is a new brake cylinder on. Our brakes all put back together. What a pain in the butt, you know, but here it is. So I'll pop on over to the next one. Still got a lot more work to do, so I'm going to leave it just like this, and I'll keep it up on the jack stands there, and I'll go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll pop on back to the rears. There it goes. Excuse me. This is something that we're looking at here. First thing I notice, oil. It's actually, oh, it's hub grease. Okay, thick. And this one spins nice and freely. So the other one was completely locked up. And you know, I should have thought about it before I started smashing on it, but there is a plug in the back that you can loosen up. I didn't think that was the problem. I thought it was just rust and stuff. But seeing how clean it was afterwards, it's like, I should have gone in there, loosened up that adjuster, and then it would have popped right off, no problem. So this one is actually free. Shouldn't have to deal with that same issue. Let's go ahead and get this thing off. Okay, already feeling a touch better. Oh, all right. In case anyone's curious, the pedal up under the floorboard there is hard to get to with a hammer. I found this broken sledgehammer, and it worked perfect. I took it like that and smacked the little thing up in there. Did pretty dang well. Hey, I'll tell you what, this one looks better than the other side, for sure. Oh, there you go. Yep, there we go. Gotta love these things, huh? Yeah, not nearly as bad as the other one, but it is a little bit. Ooh, look at that one actually. Okay, no. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. You can see these two bolts right here. So this one and this one, this little bolt, and then the hose, right? Real close and tight next to each other. Not a lot of room in here. So you have one good angle on both of these that you can get a little bit of a twist on. These are rusted up pretty good. They actually don't look great. It was more rusty than I expected on the back side here. The other side was looking really good, but this one, if you can see, maybe I got a little bit of right there. I got a little bit of damage on it already because I started twisting it and it felt like it was going to go, and nope, it did not. She is not happy. Not great. This is where stuff gets dicey. So what I'm doing, I'm spray it down real good. Keep spraying it. Let it kind of hopefully break into there with some penetrating oil. That's all I can do because, like I said, there's one way to get on there with a wrench on both of those, and if it doesn't move, you're going to be in big trouble. So patience. I'll move on to the back brakes. I'll spray this down a little bit, and we're gonna hope for the best. Now I may actually be a hoarder of very big cardboard, but I'll tell you what, when you don't got a shop with the crawler, this is the next best thing by far. Well, that's great. Went ahead and popped the cap off, I guess. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, old, rusty. Okay, got those all off, and look down in there. Now look at that. There's like, you can almost see right through there a little bit of sunshine coming through the back. That is one heck of a tight fit. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh man. Oh, I got something. There we go. Okay. She's coming. Beautiful. Hold on, I think I might have got lucky. Oh, hey, that's beautiful. Wow. I will say, not as good looking. A lot more rust. This is more like what I was expecting, but maybe the fronts were just dragging that bad. So these do look really new, same as the fronts. So I would say, basically, I mean, a little bit dirtier, but I think they were replaced just like the fronts were. And gotta remember, e-brake, so that's gonna be fun. But I can tell this rubber right here is already a little worn, and yeah, look at that. So these are getting pulled. Golly. Okay, so this side is worse than the other side, but I am not too big of a fan of the way that this looks. It looks like it's gonna be pretty nasty. This line, I might have to get new brake line. We'll see. I mean, it probably hold, but it is pretty rusted up, so we'll see how it ends up looking and what comes out of it. But if I have to, it's just a line that goes right up and across and over to the other side and plugs into the hose that drops down right over there. So wouldn't be the worst. Hopefully these come out pretty good. I'm going to spray them down. This is rusted up really good, but I don't think I need to take out the bleeder screw. I think I take out these two and this one, and it should be okay. So, well, wish us luck. We hope. Oh, that was easy. Oh my gosh. That was way easier than I expected. You'll love it. Oh God. Beautiful. Let's try it. Oh, no way. Way easier than I expected. Oh, I came ready to party and this thing coming right off. Oh boy. Hey, that's not so bad. That might be all right. And there we have it. New side on, and everything looks really good as well. So we'll pop on over to this other side and go ahead and knock that out as well. All right, so I was discussing some options about what to do with this cylinder right here. And since this is bad, and also one thing that I also want to get to is the knuckle right here. It's leaking pretty good. So I think the option here, since this is going to be difficult, I don't want to keep messing it up. And these could probably get replaced anyways. I might pop this off. Well, we'll see how it does. I can pop it off from the back. I think it'll be pretty easy, but pop that off. We're gonna go ahead and pull apart the hub here and then end up taking the backing plate off, and then we'll be able to get to it really easily. And if we have to, we'll cut the hose and put a socket on there and should be able to get that off. Or we'll have quite a few more options with that. My dad was bringing up that we should really check out the spindle and stuff in here and see how the bearings look, because Napco, it is very difficult to find this kind of stuff. Go ahead and start taking this apart, and we'll go ahead and do that right. I do want to get to the seals. I wasn't planning on doing them right now, but kind of already here, so might as well. Ooh, couple studs. Oh shit. Oh no, not the gasket. Son of a. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Look at that tricky little doohickey, we'll call it. Tricky, finicky little doohickey. Save that in a clean spot. Old vehicles in the red silicone everywhere. It's always a thing. Always a thing. Wow, that looks really good. Real clean. Peep that. Still good color. Nice and green. Alright, we are off to our spindle nut now. And we don't actually have the right socket, but as you can see, there's already grooves and chunks in this from where someone did the old hammer and chisel trick that we did on the white. So we will be doing that and hoping this comes off pretty easy. There you go. Oh, that's beautiful.
That shotgun shell light is on.
There it goes.
This is the nasty side anyways, right?
What do you mean?
The knuckle?
Yeah, this is the other one is like, yep. It probably needs to be replaced out too.
Now the front bearing will fall out, but the rear one won't.
Yeah.
So you can just set it down on a clean paper towel.
Oh, that's freaking heavy. So, that looks really, really good.
The bearing surface is what we're looking at. And the seal, which is the step up at the back there.
Yep. That all looks really good. Just like that. And that also looks pretty dang good.
Good.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Very nice.
Alright guys, so my camera ended up dying, but I went ahead and finished this off anyways because I only had a little bit of time. And didn't have time to go charge it and show you guys what exactly pulled off. But we pulled off the backing plate and we were able to get this off pretty easy. What we ended up doing though is cutting this brake line right here, which is okay. I was gonna go ahead and reuse them, and then I just thought, well, you know, they are old, they're pretty cheap to replace, so I went ahead and bought a new set of them. It's what I had to do. There was no other good way to get it off. I tried and failed. So, but yeah, go ahead and replace the hub seal in there, and that should be good to go. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on. Oh, yep. There it is. Yeah, not great. Not great. So, she bad. And now this one is on. It all went really, really smoothly. So the next thing that I got to do, while I'm waiting for parts, the parts still have not come in yet. All right, guys. So we are moving on to the fuel tank here, and I have an interesting idea, and I'm really hoping it works. So I got a couple gallons in there, one or two. I don't know, not a whole lot, but just enough. And I have a leaf blower right here. Bear with me here. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I disconnected the line from the switch right here because there was two tanks, but now there's not a tank in the truck. So I disconnected the line. Now this will go directly to the fuel tank back there. So I'm gonna try and pressurize the fuel tank with my leaf blower and hope that I can get some to squirt down into this little catch can right here so I can see how that fuel is looking. Now, when I did disconnect the line, a bunch of varnish came out, so there was fuel kind of holding in some of these lines. Not really sure exactly what this is going to look like. You can see right here a little bit rusty on the fill neck right there, so that's not always great. Doesn't sound like there's much in there. It smelled really bad when I put it in there. You know, the fumes coming back at me. It smelled horrible like varnish. So I don't know. We're gonna see how this works. Well, hey, we got something out of it. Not quite a lot, but it looks funny colored. I wonder what's up with that. It looks like it's green. Well, you know, sometimes the ideas work out pretty well. It's not moving a lot, but it's enough that we can look at this and see. Yeah, there's a little bit of chunkiness in there. Let's see. See, look at there's some clumps of, I don't know what the heck that is. Maybe mold or something. I don't know if that makes sense. Fuzz. I wonder if that's like water. The way that it moves, it's like a lava lamp. All right, I'll quit yapping. Okay, so I got it going good enough to where now it is siphoning itself out of here. Dropped it below, thanks to a tip from the old man. Where would I be without him, honestly? And actually, this is all looking really, really good, aside from it being just complete varnish. And it's going to fill up this thing, I think. I have no idea how much is actually in here. I put maybe 2 gallons in here, but yeah, it's going good so far. Okay, so I got a second bucket over there because I didn't have enough space. But look right down in here. Let's see, right there. So that's about what was left over. I poured out most of the fuel, and so that's not actually a crazy amount. About what I expected, I suppose. And so we're going to keep draining because I had it siphoning out of there really fast, and this thing filled up. So I expect this to fill up again, and that'll probably be it. Okay, actually that answers that question. So let's see, bam, about that deep in there. Actually, that's probably just maybe just a little bit more than I dumped in there. I want to say I dumped about 2 gallons in there, maybe 1.5 gallons, so a little bit more. The truck is basically flat, so it should have got most of it out there. Now the cool thing is that in this round, I don't see almost anything in the bottom of this. There's just a couple little pieces, so which is really good, which means that when I put a filter in line on this, the filter should catch most of it, and we should be looking really, really good. Okay, so that is really exciting. It seems like this fuel tank is going to be a-okay. We are going to put 2 filters in line. I got to check out, there's a fuel pump under here somewhere, kind of by the switch. I need to figure out what's going on with that. And this truck actually came with a second fuel pump in one of these boxes over here. Let's see, this thing right here. So we got our other fuel pump mounted right up to the frame. I don't know if it's like refurbished or what, or maybe that's an old one and he put a new one on and that's just left over. Not sure, but we'll see if it works. We'll put a filter in before that pump, and we'll put a filter in up here at the engine bay just so I can look at it. I don't have to crawl in the truck every time I want to look at it, make sure nothing's getting into there. But it's looking really good. This came out really clean, and there's, you know, obviously as you drive it, maybe there's going to be some other kind of you know, rust will dislocate or whatever have you, but yeah, looking really, really good. All right, so I have been working hard on this fuel system, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you the finished product because it was a lot of figuring some stuff out. But let's get under here. So I have my new fuel pump hooked up right here, got my wiring in place, and I ran this one, which goes around to here, and I got my fuel filter right there. So this goes back to the tank. It'll come up in through here, back through there to this, and I went directly into the line that goes up to the front of the truck. So I figured out that this wire right here is the one that he had running back to the fuel pump that was already in place. Now this wire actually connects directly to the key, so when you turn the key on, the pump kicks on, which is pretty sweet. I didn't really have to do any of that myself. And then that runs up to, so see, the fuel pump will run up to this line right here, and this is the line that he already had in place, which is really nice. Nice heat shield on and everything. So I said, okay, I'll keep that. Got my fuel filter plugged directly into there. Now the one thing that I didn't do, because you can see there's a little bit of fuel in there already, I was playing around with it. I didn't clean the line coming up to there. I should have pumped some fuel through it like I did the other one. I kind of just got a little ahead of myself, plugged it in, and then so there's a little bit of gunk coming out of that, but that's why we have 2 fuel filters. That filter has a little bit of stuff in it. The one in the back looks really good. Let's see. Kick this on. And then you hear it dies down a little bit. Well, a little loud, but we should be. Okay, maybe we're not quite there yet. Oh, actually we got a little bit of a leak right there. Okay, now the leak has been addressed. So, this was just a little bit loose right there. So we got good clean fuel up here, back here I should say. And good clean fuel right there. Now doesn't it fill all the way up? All right, so with all of that done, we have good clean fuel coming out of that. And before I fire it up, I do want to address my ignition. So I don't want to be using that as my on-off switch. So I need to track down some wiring and figure out exactly what I'm going to do with that. I would like to go onto the key and have everything running off of that. So on-off, easy peasy. So wish me luck. I hope I can track this down. It shouldn't be too difficult, but it's such a tight fit up underneath of here. There is a whole lot of wiring up under here. So I got to track some stuff down, and it's very, very tight. So I guess I got to get started on that. Guys, I think I'm the problem. So I've been working on this key switch because we didn't have a kill switch, and I was messing around with it with my dad on Father's Day. We decided, hey, we want to fire up a V8 here, a little cam. You know, Father's Day, why not? And I kicked the key off, truck shuts off, and wasn't planned. The only thing, well, a couple things changed, I guess I should say. I think the main thing that changed is this green wire right here is the one that goes to our ignition. And I don't know if I had it plugged in on this backside. I didn't think I did. I thought I had it plugged in on one of these. And these should be on off with the key switch. It should be, you know, key on, power on. But it fell off, so I put it on a different one because it was kind of loose. So I put on this back one. It was a little bit tighter, right? That's the only thing that changed. And yeah, key turns it off now. I saved myself like 2 hours of looking through this thing. Check this out. All right, cool, but kick the key off, turns right off. I mean, I'll take it. I don't exactly know what I did because I tested these ones. And these ones should be on off with the key as well. And that's why we were thinking it was backfeeding from the alternator. However, the alternator's charging at 14 volts. So, dude, I have no idea. I did disconnect a few things. Well, like this fuel system monitor, fuel monitor right here. I disconnected that. That should have nothing to do with anything. And then it looks like some other things could have fallen off of this. I don't know. I think I'll have to go back and maybe I'll relook at my video and see what actually was connected, because doing this, I don't know, it's probably been 2-3 months since I did that. I can't remember. I have no idea. I'm not upset about it though. This is, I mean, shoot, I didn't have to chase no wires and it works. I am going to be leaving this under hood kill switch just in case. And also, you know, makes it harder for someone to steal my truck, I guess. No one's really going to be looking for that switch. Aside from maybe like the thousands of people that are going to watch this, but y'all wouldn't steal my truck, right? We're friends. So with the ignition figured out, I am now able to move on to this hub. So I'm going to take the spindle off, pull apart this hub. My dad does suggest pull out the axle, so I'm going to pull it out. I wasn't going to, but I guess pull it out, check it, make sure it's good. I'm assuming everything's going to be fine, judging by how everything else looked. But we'll double check that, and then I'll put my new felt in, and we'll get this going. There's a spindle, my axle. I gotta be careful with this. Oh jeez, this grease is gonna get everywhere. That's a lot of grease in there. Holy moly crock-a-holy. Looks good though. Oh yeah. Dude, this thing looks real nice. Real nice. Holy moly, I like that. Shoot, it looks, hold on, it looks really nice in here. Probably doesn't pick up on camera as well, but holy moly, it looks real good in there. All right, let's pull this thing apart. Okay. Nice and easy. Okay, so yeah, it's loose. Oh, there we go. Okay. A little bit more than I wanted, but that's all right. There you go, see? And the felt is down inside of there like that. I've never done this before, so this looks a little different than the felt that I got, but let's go ahead and pull this out. So it looks like it might just smash in there, just the way it does. Okay, yeah. So it just kind of smashes in there. So you got your old felt. The new felt, you'll just mold itself into there. I'm going to clean this up first, but that's what you got. So you put that there, and then you have this other felt that is going to be with this. So these, boom, something like that, right? And that smashes in there. And this is what, so how it's split in the middle, this just goes in the middle like that. I could have done this with the axle still in here too, which is kind of cool. But made it a little easier to get it out so I'm not smacking stuff in the way. But this should be really easy. I should just be able to do it like this. So this one's stuffed up in there as good as I can get it. But yeah, definitely a much better contact. This one's been worn down a little bit. I'm assuming these things don't last very long. Anyways, it's just felt. They're notoriously bad. And there is like rubber replacement ones. From what I hear, I wasn't able to find any. But apparently they do exist. Okay, so I didn't record a whole lot of this because my hands are absolutely covered in grease and I wanted to minimize how much I touch this camera because it's going to be a pain. But I got it all put back in there real nicely. You can't even really see it. But it actually went really, really smooth for the most part. Getting these together was kind of a pain. But I dropped the bolts in there. Kind of got me one, and then kind of wiggled them all together and, hey, you know, made it work. So, looking really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and button the rest of this back up, and I'll get back to you guys. Well, I think I left it on there a little longer than I should have. But when it takes time, it takes time. I ain't got all the time in the world, boys. Maybe one day I'll be a fancy YouTuber that does this stuff full time, but for now, I think this was out here for, shoot, 2 months, 2 months? Probably 2 months. Been a while. Looks good though. Beautiful thing about this is this was so incredibly well greased that I don't really need to add anything. So I just spread around the pre-existing grease that is caked everywhere. We're looking freaking good, boys. Love it. Oh, got it. That's it. That's it. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Is it? It's going. Oh, freaking A, man. Well. Go, and one left. Oh boy, look at that. Locking the hub. Works. Still works good. Boom. Nice. Wow. Okay. That is beautiful. You gotta love that. Got my new hose in as well. Everything is mounted up, guys. We are doing fantastic. Alright, so we are moving on to putting on this new master cylinder contraption, if you will. So here's what I'm thinking. They actually have, I don't have it with me, but they have a different arm for the brake, but I want the original brake pedal in there because the new one is just a circle thing and it sucks. So I need to have this, the taper on it, so that way we can get it right. But if you compare them, this is the same length and the arm is all going to match up to this, I think. The only thing that I see is really going to be an issue is this rod right here, so it'd be the equivalent of this. I need to get this put onto here. Now I might need to get myself a little bushing. This might be just slightly smaller than the other one, but we're gonna pull this apart and actually just double check it and see what's going on with this. I'm really hoping, because they look so dang close, that I can just slide this over top of it and it's gonna work like a charm. Okay, so this actually just made my entire day. Boom, look at that. It is an absolute perfect fit. Aside from, I think it just has a bolt on the other side of this, so maybe I might have to add a little bit of spacers in there, something, make it fit right. But guys, it's gonna work, and that's gonna work well. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, guys. So I am jumping ahead right here because I did have a couple technical difficulties with my camera, not recording some sound. So we actually have this all the way in. Now my dad, thank God for him, because he did up some of these lines right over here. Got us lined up really nicely. It looks freaking sweet. Pretty stoked about it. Went in super easy. There is only one issue, and that is with this bar right here. Now, this bar is actually sent without this side tapped, so we had to tap that, and then now if you see it, we were way too long on this, so I'm gonna have to cut this. I think I'm gonna chop it up right around here. This pedal is all the way, let's see. Oh no, this pedal is now in a good position. So we kind of need it roughly right about here. So I'm going to have to cut off a couple inches of this so we can get good motion on that. Now, the pedal itself, I did fit this old pedal into, well, the pedal and arm there, onto this new mechanism here. And it is rubbing on the floorboard just a little bit. Now as far as this floorboard goes, there's actually like, so right here, it's like a washer, but it's thick. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. And
I'm gonna have to just, I got a little file. I'm gonna file it down a little bit because this is what we got. We're just rubbing just a touch right there. So it's not bad, but I need it free flowing right there. So I'm gonna have to file that down. So this is the arm for the new pedal, and getting this will not fit through that hole right there. So I'd have to like cut up the floorboard pretty good to get this entire thing through there. So definitely the best option, and I get to keep the original pedal, which is awesome. All right, guys, I got my pressure bleeder up, and I did just bleed the brakes. I'm doing this off of my phone right now, so I don't actually have a good way to set this down, so I couldn't quite record all of it for you, but y'all know how to bleed brakes, I think. So we got that bled. I gotta take this thing off, and let's test this out. So it should have a nice hard pedal. Oh yeah, right there. Oh my goodness, that's good. Okay, brakes are bled. Oh man, I'm stoked about that. That was quite the journey to get these things bled out. So I guess the next step now, throw some tires on it, drive it forward and backwards, see if she stops actually. I think it will. Seems like it's going to go so good. Guys, we're getting really close to a drive right now. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my mess around here and get it off these jack stands. Some tires on it. Woo! I'm excited. I'm very excited. Gonna have to do some work on these wheels here. They're very dirty, but that's gonna be for another video. This video is already becoming a lot longer than I expected. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be kind of a breeze. It never is. Well, all right, there she is. Back on our own shoes, looking absolutely sweet. But guys, do have a bit of a problem here. Now, I just pushed it back. I got good solid brake pressure. I'm pretty confident the brakes are going to be working. However, I ran into an issue, and this issue is probably going to stop me from driving it in this video, and I'm pretty upset about it. But the issue was right down here, I had a fuel filter in here. It's just a cheesy Amazon fuel filter. I got a whole pack of them because I knew there was junk in the line. So I wanted some cheap ones, throw it in there, and then I would get my good ones. Now, the filter itself came apart. I don't know where the filter's at, but the filter came apart. So it was just in there, shaking around, and it sucked up some stuff into the carburetor. So I have pulled the carburetor off. I have cleaned it out to the best of my ability. It does run sometimes. I'm running into just weird problems. Finicky stuff, really finicky stuff where it's not running like I want it to, and it's not running good enough for me to want to take it out onto the road. So I might pull it around through here, test out the brakes, drive it just a touch, do some little back and forth stuff. But until I get that figured out, I got a rebuild kit on the way. So hopefully I can get just some things dialed in. I really felt like I had it fairly well dialed in, and would start up no problem, run no problem, was doing good. I mean, I even drove it up into the spot where we're at right now, and it seemed to be going okay aside from not having any brakes. So it's pretty disappointing, but at this point I'm already pretty far into this video. It's going to be a pretty long video, I think. So I might call it there and start a part 2 where I actually am driving it on the road, because I'm going to be driving this thing around. There's a cruise coming up. There's a couple of good car shows, and I plan on taking this thing out before the winter comes. We're running out of daylight. We're running out of time. We're running out of good weather, and I will get this thing running, guys. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. I'm going to roll it back and forth, and we'll just make sure it stops and all that, and then we'll go from there and just hope for the best, I suppose. That's not so bad. I mean, the backfire, I don't know. The timing was all right, but now we're having issues with it. Gotta turn up the idle a little bit. Seems to be doing okay right now. We got brakes. I mean, oh, there we go. And she stops real nicely. Okay, this might be all right. It's like it's running out of fuel too. It starts idling like this, it starts running good, and then it just slowly goes down and down and down, and then it tries to die. That's why I kick the idle up, and then it idles high, and seems to be pretty happy right here. Yeah, look at where. Stop. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Okay. Now we are in four-wheel drive, so we'll pull up this hill pretty good. Get the dog out of the way. Woo-wee! Oh, we are cruising. Hey, she's actually running pretty good too. Man, what a finicky girl. Tell you what. Pulling right ahead. Oh, this is amazing. Uh-oh. It just died. Well, son of a... See? Son of a gun. Well, what the heck was that? Okay. There we go. See, this is why I don't trust it to go out on an actual drive, unfortunately. Still too many unknowns. And it's just dying. Oh no. Okay, we're backing it up. Okay, see, so got it back running again. And now it doesn't quite want to idle right. Man, and just the struggles. It's a struggle of, you know, working on this stuff. And that's just how it goes sometimes. I got a bunch of kinks to figure out. But I got brakes. She runs and she moves. And it was about to be fun. I was about to just hit around on the road a little bit, but I guess that was a sign. The minute I touched pavement, she said, no, we're not ready. Ah, that's too bad. But don't worry, guys. This ain't stopping here. We are not done yet. This is all part of the process. And it's just how it goes sometimes. So, on that note, guys, I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, this is a feisty little engine too when you get into it. Woo-wee! I'm trying to be much more active, put out a lot more videos, and give you guys a lot more content. So hopefully I can get this thing dialed in and we'll be taking for a ride. Part 2 is coming.
we'll see you on that one.
Today's a good day, guys. It moved.
Hey guys. Oh boy.
How was it?
The minute I touched the pavement, I got all excited and giddy. I was like, oh, this is it, guys. And it just goes, whoa, and dies. And then I started up, and it didn't really want to idle right. I think it was just a fuel. I think I need to get 5 more gallons, put it in there. I think it sloshed back, and just that's as far as the line got me, basically. So, but she does get. I need to get that throttle pedal figured out because it's like nothing, and then it's just all it went. And she got some power to her. So, and not bad. I'm feeling okay about it. I got it up and down the hill. I'm happy. Brakes work good.
Good thing.
Yeah, thank God. I was backing up. I'm like, well, what do I want to hit? The pump truck or the garbage can? So, no, we're good.